Okay, for today's dinner, I'm going to make roast chicken, but I'm going to spruce it up a little bit. So, of course, I'm going to season it with a little bit of salt. And I don't like just regular salt. I like the flavor of garlic and onion salt. So, first I put on a generous amount of garlic salt and then some black pepper. And I'm making these chicken thighs with the skin on because I'm putting them in the oven to roast. And I want them to get really crispy. And they don't get really crispy without the skin. So, that's the reason why the skin is on. On the side of the pan, you see I have some already cut up pieces of butter. That just makes it much more efficient when I'm going to go season the chicken. So now I'm putting a little bit of onion salt on there as well. If you have sodium issues, just feel free to omit that salt. And of course, one of my favorite is garlic powder. So I like to get the big the big container from Costco because it lasts a long time. Actually, this garlic powder has lasted me over a year, and I use it almost daily. So once I season the tops of the chicken, I'm going to put on a little bit of paprika as well, just for a little bit of color, get that nice brown color on top. But what I like to do after I season the chicken, I just put a little bit of red pepper flakes too because my husband likes spicy food. I'm not a big fan of spice just because my stomach doesn't like it, but it does taste good. So I put a little bit of that, and then I'm going to put a little bit of garlic, but I'm going to put it under the skin. And I'm going to actually salt the chicken first. Put a little bit of, I put a little bit of salt and pepper on there as well. Because I don't like when you eat a piece of chicken, it's crispy, but the skin is spicy and the skin has the seasoning, but the chicken is actually very bland. So I go under the skin with a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt. All the seasonings basically I put on top of the chicken, but I add butter, rosemary, and garlic to the inside part of the chicken. So that way it'll be right up under the skin and it will flavor the chicken well. So under the skin goes all of that. And once that's done, I just put, make sure that I spread the garlic around. Then I put the seasonings on the outside as well. Like I put butter on the outside of the chicken, right on top, so that the skin will get really brown. And then I'll put rosemary on top as well. And I'm very, very liberal. I mean, liberally with the rosemary because rosemary gives chicken a wonderful flavor, and the fresh rosemary is just really wonderful with the chicken and the garlic. So once I've seasoned all the chicken parts, I'm going to add some potatoes that I've chopped up. So I just put them in a bowl because I want to, add olive oil, salt, pepper, all of that. And I love roasted potatoes with the chicken. And I love rosemary on the roasted potatoes as well because they give the potatoes a wonderful flavor. So, of course, I put olive oil on top. Olive oil actually, it helps things crisp up in the oven. It also gives the potatoes a nice flavor. When you add the seasonings, it actually helps them to stick onto the potatoes or the produce that you put it on. Okay, so now I'm just seasoning with black pepper and salt. Making sure that it's well seasoned. And potatoes and some rosemary too. Potatoes need a lot of seasoning because they're starchy, and you want to make sure you have enough salt. So I'm just going to put the potatoes on the pan right next to the chicken because it's a sheet pan dinner, which I love because you only have one pan to clean. And just putting a little bit more rosemary on for good measure. And there you have it, the finished dinner.